Uncle Raoul Pal just issued a major warning about the crypto markets. And are we entering the next bull run, or is it time to sell and head for the hills? So in today's video, we are breaking down the biggest insights from Uncle Raoul and on Bitcoin, altcoins, and the market in general, where we're at in the entire cycle as it relates to global M2, ISM, and a whole bunch of other acronyms you may not be familiar with. So stay tuned. Crypto chaos got you spinning, watching the next meme token skyrocket while you're still trying to figure out your next move? Flapjacks brings clarity to the chaos with deflationary burns, fitness-driven utility, and a syrupy community that sticks together. This isn't just another token, it's a movement. Why stress when you can stack? Flip the game with Flapjacks at flapjacks.xyz. Hey guys, welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Let's dive into some hot takes from Uncle Raoul on Solana SUI and the crypto markets as a whole, and what to expect. So is the sky falling, or is this par for the course?
All there to guide you. Anyway, let's go through how not to fuck this up. I've got the Don't Fuck This Up t-shirt on. You can now understand again what I keep saying. If you're using leverage, you are going to get blown out and you're going to lose control of your tokens. That is rule number one. Do not lose control of your tokens. Do not use leverage. Don't FOMO and don't get fearful at the wrong points in the cycle. We have a framework. It's there to help you. We are still early stage within the final year of the crypto bull market when a lot of the big gains come. It's time not to lose your shit. Have patience. See the bigger picture. Also, how you construct your portfolio. I'm saying, well, 35% pullbacks are par for the course. And you're saying to me, oh my God, my fucking portfolio is down 80%. It's because you're not using the don't fuck this up thesis, which is you can only have a small part of your portfolio in the smaller tokens. Yes, I also understand that Solana is down 55% or 53% today. And it's painful for many of you because Solana's a big position. Hi, Raoul here.
So that is a stark reminder of how to, as he has coined, not fuck this up, or aka don't fuck this up. And that's definitely what I did not do last cycle. I fucked this up completely, wholeheartedly, 1000%. So as he mentioned, rule number one is don't use leverage. Now the caveat on that, by me using the Lending platform and Drip to BTC, that is technically using leverage. And that is why I always preface that by saying this is a advanced or risky play. But the way that I am doing it is that I have the same amount of capital on the sidelines to buy the dip and pay back the loan if need be. So that capital is not allocated to anything. I'd rather not spend it, but I have it available. So my total loan on the Lending platform now is at roughly 7,500 in USD value. Then that just basically means I need to have that equivalent available to buy Bitcoin should it dip to a range that would put me at risk. And I think for both of those loans, that's in the low 60s, high 50s range. So at that stage, that is a great buying opportunity, and I would just buy the Bitcoin and just pay off the loan just in case it goes lower. So I would still have my position. So keep that in mind. And then number two, like he said, your portfolio, if you don't want to fuck this up, should basically be 80% in the blue chip, higher tier cryptos. I have not shown this portfolio recently. I think I might have missed 2 weeks worth of purchases. So yeah, there's 1,300 in here and my portfolio is down 23%. And Bitcoin on average right now is only down 3%. So I'm right on par with that 80% portfolio allocation that he mentioned. And then this other one is down much more, but this is not my main portfolio. This was just me buying up some alts. So if you want to follow again his thesis of how not to fuck this up, you basically want to have the bulk of your assets in Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. Now, as he mentioned, if you're all in Solana like this, right now you'd be down 32%. But if you've got a decent weighting of Bitcoin as well, then that should balance that out. So those are rule number 1 and 2. Now, speaking on the portfolio allocations and altcoins, let's move on to his take on where altcoins are at in this cycle.
So anyway, calm down, have patience, let this play out. Solana, I know many of you are in Solana, and Solana got nuked because of the collapse of the Memecoin economy. Now, I think Solana, as you know, is a very broad, deep protocol. There is a lot of activity that goes on. There'll be other activity that replaces memes. Some memes will come back to life. It is not what people are saying. It's a scam coin. It's a dead coin. It's all fucking nonsense. But Solana has overshot versus global M2. And that is this last leg of the cycle. So Solana is looking very cheap. And I'll show you a bit more on that in a sec. So that's interesting. Again, you should be thinking about the dips. Solana should outperform Bitcoin for the rest of this cycle and Ethereum too, with SUI outperforming Solana. Those are my bets. Now, I don't want to hear from you saying, yeah, but what about this token and that token and my token's better than your token? This is not a fucking player versus player world. It is a player versus everything. We all want everybody to succeed here. Follow the don't fuck this up thesis. Don't have all of your stuff in small altcoins. Have about 80 or 90% in the main tokens and you'll be fine. But again, this is not a player versus player. We're not trying to outcompete with each other. We're all trying to win here. And that's very important to me. Okay.
All right. So he doesn't go into all the alts, of course, and he typically avoids whenever people ask him questions about specific alts. But as you heard him mention, he's still very bullish on Solana outperforming Bitcoin, and then SUI outperforming Solana. So I know it's hard, but like he said, in these dips and downturns, that is when you should be accumulating. So with Solana, man, we were up to 200 and some change, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the cycle. Just literally earlier this year. And if you're bullish on Solana or you believe what Raoul shares, then this would be a great buying opportunity for you. And the previous dip at 130 would have been an even better one. Where were we at? I'm not a big Solana bag holder, but yeah, we got to 260 twice basically already this year, counting last year a little bit. And the previous cycle high was, yeah, we broke that already. So you're literally off right now, like at a 50% discount, almost off the all-time high. So there's an opportunity there. And then SUI, of course, has pretty much just been an all-out monster the entire cycle, starting late last year. And it's shot all the way up to, damn, over $5. I didn't know guy that high. So it's cooling off now. It's on a 50% discount. So just really depends on where your conviction lies. Are you FOMOing, or are you trying to use fundamentals and leveraging the knowledge of other people like Raoul Pal? And then that will let you know where to put your conviction and your capital accordingly. So me personally, I believe in what Raoul says, and the way that I've allocated, I think I'll be fine, or I'm 95% certain I'll be fine by the end of the cycle. There's always some crazy shit, you never know, but I'm fairly confident and happy with my positions. So let's dig in a little more into how the financial conditions will affect the cryptos of this cycle.
So financial conditions are kind of the big daddy of all of this. And the 3-month and 3-month rates of change of Bitcoin is driven by financial conditions, which leads by 3 months. So financial conditions obviously tightened because of the dollar and rates back in last year. Now Bitcoin has fully priced that in. So we're at the price point that is right. Now, could it then chop around along the bottom until it starts mirroring the rally in financial conditions? Possibly. This is also obviously very similar to the global M2 chart because they're all highly correlated. I just want to show it to you in a different way. The next chart is what you're hearing a lot of noise about is there's an economic weakness coming. Economic data is coming out weak. Yes, it is. And it's been driven by the dollar last year. Again, there is a lead here, and the dollar strength last year is causing economic weakness. This is the reason everybody wants a weaker dollar. China wants a weaker dollar, so they can stimulate. They're desperate to stimulate. The world has a lot of dollar debts. They need a weaker dollar to service those debts. The US needs a weaker dollar to export goods. The global economy needs a weaker dollar. But first, we're going to see that weakening of the US economy because of what happened last year in the dollar. And then things will start to change again and the economic cycle will pick up. Now, that probably also means that rates will come lower because economic data is weaker. So that's playing into our idea that financial conditions are going to ease over time. So it's yet building a more positive case. No, it's not going to be a recession. All of that talk is nonsense. Economic data will weaken for a bit and then strengthen. But this is all good for us. Yes, tech stocks are slightly worried.
So that again is why I like to listen to him, because he uses the data, and what I've learned in my business and listening to a bunch of books and other entrepreneurs is like, let your data drive your decisions. And that is super critical when you're talking about financial decisions, because you don't want to be using emotion. You want to use data, trends, and remove as much emotion and just become a machine as possible. And like he showed you here in the financial conditions index, the red line, like he said, it leads Bitcoin by about 3 months. So you can see that it's already started trending upward, but it's 3 months ahead of Bitcoin. So that tells him, which tells me, that within the next 3 months or so, we should start to see this same rally back up. Now, like you said, it could chop around here at this range, and that would also coincide with filling the gap that I've shown you guys multiple times with the volume on the charts. So that could mean, even right now, sitting at 87K, we could still go down to 75, 74, 72, 77, anything below 80, and then just bounce around in those ranges for the next 2 to 3 months before it starts to mirror this financial conditions index. But at some stage before the end of this second quarter, there should be a spike in global M2 and money supply and all this stuff, just basically adding liquidity back into the markets. And then that just means that for us, money printer go burr and everybody's happy again. We're back in the bull market. So that's why I think this is an awesome buying opportunity. If you missed out last cycle, this is potentially the lows for this cycle. So I believe 70K to 85K is a sweet buying opportunity for Bitcoin due to the previous all-time high cycle, that 60 to 70K range. We have a ton of support all the way back to 2021. So let's go into the very last piece of this, where he's talking about rising ISM for altcoins, and will there be an altcoin cycle this time?
Hey.
What we're trying to do is give you contextualization of how the market can evolve so you can play along from home. Rising ISM will be good for your bags. And rising ISM it may still be choppy because we're still coming through. We need rates to go lower. But as that happens, we will see this pick up. Forward-looking indicators of ISM, like ISM new orders, less inventories, leads by 3 months. It's going up very sharply. Again, expected to be choppy, but it's telling us ISM should be going up. So that's good for Bitcoin in the future. 3 months' time, Bitcoin should be much higher. Okay, great. It's starting to get this now. The ISM also says, well, when that starts coming above 50, what happens is altcoins tend to outperform. Now, there's all this bullshit online. There's going to be no altcoin season. It's never going to happen. It's only a Bitcoin-only season. It's all about the ETFs, blah, 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 blah. Simply, probably not true. Again, we deal in a world of probabilities and no certainties, but probabilistically speaking, as the business cycle accelerates, people go further out the risk curve because they have more money. You're earning more money, your mortgage has gone down, you have higher savings, you can recycle them into assets. It happens at corporate level too, as corporate earnings go up and the overvaluation that people are scared about of the stock market, well, that all becomes noise as well because earnings expand. And then those earnings get recycled into investments and the market goes higher. So altcoins should outperform in the next phase once we get out of this corrective phase. Okay, let's look.
So there you have it. So there, according to Raoul and his data, there is still an altcoin season to come, and that is all part of the everything code and the banana zone and all this other stuff. So I, again, am leveraging his conviction and his knowledge, and I am looking forward to this, still accumulating. Mostly at these prices, I'm accumulating Bitcoin. I don't want to add to my altcoin bags because, again, the whole point of having a portfolio and a weighting is that you don't get overweighted in one side, or I was gonna say one side or the other, but that's technically not true because you want to be overweighted in the less volatile, sustainable side, which would be Bitcoin. But if you keep buying the dip on these alts, yes, according to him, we're gonna have an altcoin season, but you don't know which of these alts will perform. So that means I would have to, at this stage, add another 1,500 into this and basically buy up the exact same amount because these are down from where I got in at. But this is just a small part of my total allocation in this cycle. So this 1,500 that I put in here is supposed to represent less than 20% of my total allocations. And it's think it's closer to 30, 35. So it's slightly higher because I had there's some other ones not here that I have from the previous cycle. But that's the whole point of having a portfolio and a coin weighting allocation, so that as it continues to improve, you want to de-risk and take some of those assets out. So all in all, I'm looking forward to the next 3 months. Right now, we're hitting the end of Q1. So we will see what will happen for Q2. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Again, like I asked in the previous video, do you believe that we will not have an altcoin cycle, that the Bitcoin high is in, and that we're going to start to experience a bear market? Bullish? Are you bearish? What are you expecting? What are your thoughts? All right, smash that HBO special. Help a brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See you.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.